Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Thanksgiving special, I suppose we'll call it. The markets were due, if you believe crypto Twitter, to sell off today, but we actually see a bit of green across the board, a few bits of red, and tonight we're going to dive into all the charts, some altcoins, and get your requests in, and we will cover them. Thanks to everyone so far that has liked the stream. Drop some likes, and the more likes we get, the more content we make, the more live streams we do, the more altcoins we cover. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart. So obviously over the past few days since we touched that all-time high around $99,500, we have retraced a little bit, still sitting at $95,000, which, given where we were just 2 years ago, is insane. 2 years ago was when FTX crashed, Bitcoin dumped $16,000. Everybody was saying it was going to go to $10,000, if not lower. I think there was $8,000 being thrown about. And in just 2 short years, we are up at $95,000. And this is exactly what we've said all along. Crypto isn't an overnight get rich quick. Patience, it's conviction, and it's just staying with the market, and Bitcoin has proved that once again. We look at the weekly chart. Bitcoin looks ripe. It looks absolutely primed for a breakout. This is quite a bullish weekly candle. It's forming. Obviously we're still a few days away from the candle close, but if it was to close like this, I would expect next week to be quite a big green week. Today in the US is obviously Thanksgiving, so the markets are closed. And normally when the markets are closed, there is a lot of volatility around because there's less liquidity in the markets, there's less buyers and sellers, so it makes it easy to move the market. That's why we always see big moves at weekends. So I do expect over the next 24 hours to see some settling down in the price. Tomorrow, the US markets are only open half a day, and then actually we could see a pump into the weekend. Fridays have been pretty bullish recently, so we could get that move over the weekend. It's also the monthly close at the weekend as well. That'll bring a lot of volatility with it as well. If we look at the monthly candle on Bitcoin, it's looking absolutely spectacular. We are currently up, closed right now. The candle would be a 34.8% move in November. Now, somebody asked me the other day, was it worth getting TradingView? And things like this are why TradingView is so important in my opinion. It allows you to zoom out. I see so many people on Twitter, in Discord, and different chats sharing 4-hour charts, which, if you look at the 4-hour chart, you're all over the place. Prices up and down. It can get very tiring monitoring that all the time, especially if you've got a lot of money on the line, which a lot of people do, which is fine. I'm not here to tell people how much they should invest. But what's really important is when you take a step back, zoom out, and just have some patience. We know Bitcoin is destined for much higher prices, whether it be today, tomorrow, this month, next year. Bitcoin's going higher, and it drags the entire market with it. Like a, what do they call it? A rising tide lifts all boats. That's exactly what's going to happen to Bitcoin in the crypto market. So because of that, you just have to be patient, and we've saw it throughout this year. A lot of emotions tested, a lot of people left the space, sold things that they shouldn't have sold, moved into other assets, faced the meme coin mania, got wrecked. Some made loads of money, but this is so important, and this is why I would get TradingView. It's just so that you can play about the charts and just look back in history. You can look back, you can zoom out, and it just gives you that conviction. It just settles you down. And if there is anyone tuning in that's not in CC Pro, there's no better place for helping with emotions, and we're there every single day trying to keep people grounded, both at the good times, making sure people take profit, but more importantly during the sideways times, because they're actually the tougher times. The bear market everybody knows the drill. Buy DCA and stay in the market. But the sideways times are when emotions really get tested, and that is the benefit of CC Pro. But yeah, check out TradingView. I think it's doing a 70% off sale because of Black Friday, so no time like now to buy it. But for me, Bitcoin looking very bullish. Obviously, we can see we were way back down here 4 years ago, and this was the previous all-time high. So just hitting its head off of that level. We'll come on to that later when we look at the gold chart. If we look at Ethereum for me looks extremely bullish, and we'll draw on some fibs. I did say in CC Pro we're going to look at some fib levels. If we take the March high down to the recent low in August, let me take off some of these lines and get up the chart. A lot easier on the stream. But if we look at this chart here, we can see Ethereum retraced down as low as 2,108. We have smacked bang off the 786 retracement level. If we look at some of the lower time frames, we can see nailed it precisely. So that is going to be a key level for us to break through. And once we do break through it, I do think we will see quite a fast move up beyond $4,000 and up towards the $5,330. Well, the reasons for that is if we look at what Bitcoin done, we draw the exact same chart on here. We can see it's exactly what Bitcoin done. So Bitcoin retraced down to 48,700. Bitcoin then tested itself on the 786, and once it broke through the 786 level, we got a massive short squeeze. And that's just when people are short in the market, they either get liquidated and that causes a buy in the market, and if they don't get liquidated but they just close their short and a loss, they also have to buy into the market. So because he's a short squeeze, because he's priced to explode higher much quicker than normal, and we can see that Bitcoin's pretty much $700 away from testing the 1.618 as support, which to me tells me Bitcoin's getting ready for a move to $115,000. So fibs are really important. Again, TradingView, get it, simple. But yeah, that's why I'm so bullish on Ethereum, because we've not had this massive short squeeze, but it does look like we're on the verge of it. We've hit the 786. We just need to have some patience. Once this breaks, we will move pretty quickly up to the $4,100 level, and then probably way beyond. And the target of this move would be somewhere up in the 10,000 region, $10,500, which would be very nice indeed. The weekly time frame, if we look at the weekly fibs, longer term, then we do have $17,000 for Ethereum as a target. But will that get hit this cycle? I don't know if I would hold out for that. I think if we get to 10,000, I would be more than happy with that for Ethereum. And the amount of liquidity that would bring into the market, the amount of liquidity that would bring altcoins would be insane. So Ethereum's looking bullish, which means the altcoins are looking bullish. Just a matter of patience. But I think for me that move for Bitcoin is coming in the next 2 weeks minimum. We will see Bitcoin above 100k before Christmas. I'm pretty confident of it. I've seen loads of people say it's not possible, there's not enough buyers, blah 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 blah. I've heard it all before. Not going to name names, but yeah, careful who you listen to when money's on the line, as we always say. Let's have a look at the chat. Nice to see Lewis bullish on Borg. Don's in the chat. Ross is in. Alex Deck. Yeah, a lot of people bullish on Borg. Hopefully you caught Deck's video that he released last night. If you're not, check it out. It's ironically it's more bullish than anything SwissBorg have put out, which is quite hilarious. But I think that's one thing I don't actually think SwissBorg do a good job of. Like, by far the best app in crypto, by far the most user-friendly app in crypto, the most community-centric, the easiest to use, the easiest to on and off ramp. They don't really shout about it. They don't really talk about it a lot. Yeah, I think they could definitely go on a massive chilling spree. But yeah, if you want to be bullish on Borg, just check out Deck's video. It's a great video, to be fair. Jamie's saying buy now or wait for 19.5 cents. Check out Borg down. To be fair, if we look at the move it's been making on the weekly chart, it does look like it's straight up, but if we look at the daily chart, it has been kind of grind up. In my opinion, Borg will do $3 this bull run. I actually think it will do much higher, but let's say $3 for the sake of a few cents now. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't wait because I don't think Borg is going to pull back dramatically. I think you could see a pullback into here around the 24 cents level. But next week they're launching BorgPad. They're coming off Bitfinex, which they've announced, and going DEX only. Means no more market makers trading the token. So yeah, I'm not confident that you'll see a dramatic pullback. And also you've got the daily 200 MA sitting around 18 cents. So even if it does pull back, that's probably the lowest it's going to go. It doesn't really do too much to your average. So yeah, I'd be careful with waiting. Bull runs are over really quickly. So if you wait, you hesitate. Like, Borg could literally pump to 40 cents this weekend. I think Cyrus is doing a competition to see if they can get Borg to 40 cents this weekend. But if it does go to 40 cents, you're still waiting around to buy sub 20, then you're almost missing doubling your money in a few days. So yeah, I would not financial advice, but if it was me, I would just pull the trigger and snap my hands. Liam, a lot more people back now the market's greener. Yeah, to be fair, I don't really blame people taking the summer off and just chilling, but I don't know if there was a lot of chill this summer. I don't know if I would call it chilling. Ryan, updates on random decks. Yeah, we gave an update last few weeks. They're finalising launch pads. TG's coming in December. So yeah, they've got some cool new branding and partnerships and stuff like that. So I did do a live stream on seed rounds. Check it out. It covers random decks. I'll maybe do a podcast actually on all the seed rounds, because it would be good to review the ones that went really well as well, like Alvara, obviously LimeWire and stuff like that, but just review seed rounds as a whole. Probably easier on a podcast as well, and then you can refer back to it. Thoughts on Uni and DOT? I talk about Uniswap every single time I'm on stream. Very bullish on it. So hopefully a few of you have caught some of the streams, but Dexes are where it's at. Like, all the volume on Solana is on Dexes. We'll probably see the same move for Ethereum, because I think Base is going to have a big narrative in this bull run, and other than Coinbase, I don't think Base is really a big deal for anyone else, but you can trade it on Dexes. So I do think Base tokens on Dexes could be a narrative at some point. But yeah, I'm bullish on Uniswap and Sushi. Yeah, in fact, it's had such a nice move, to be fair. One of the few coins that's starting to attack the March high. I think Cardano's broke out, XRP, Ethereum's still not. Solana obviously has, but loads of coins haven't. It does look like Uniswap's on the hunt for that March high. And Polkadot, yeah. I think we saw, like, when people FOMO into the market, they go back to some of the traditional coins, because it's quite nice to buy a coin that you think, well, if it survived 5, 6, 7 years, chances are it's got legs this bull run. I kind of believe in that logic a little bit. So yeah, I think Polkadot will do quite well. And it's still relatively cheap. And again, it's just about zooming out. You know, if you actually look at the chart in this perspective, then it's still pretty cheap, not taking out the March high either. Which, to be honest, also not taking out the 21 low. So those are two key levels. Once it takes off from there, could be very bullish. Out to Phil, trading view. Yeah, it was a great question. People will read or listen to that answer and dive in. Gala, MV, BCH, Chili's. Yeah, these are all coins I'll cover. Conrad, spot on, mate. Spot on. Let's have a look at a few coins, and then I'm going to come back to Conrad's point. I make this point all the time. So, yeah, hopefully you've heard it before, but if not, we'll cover it. Let's talk about XRP. For me, XRP kind of coiling up right now. I do think we will get a breakout very soon, and this is why I think Ethereum is poised. I think XRP could be the catalyst for the alt season, and you can see it's just coiling up a bit like it did down here, and then obviously we saw the explosive move it made from here. Next target for me is 197, which is the 2021 all-time high. Well, 2021 all-time high. Obviously it went higher in 2017, but I think 197 is a key target for XRP. Once we get there, I think XRP will just get stupid at that point, because nobody's going to be selling it at that level. Surely people are going to hold out for like $3 to $5 minimum. So it could get really exciting once we get beyond 197. I also think, like, XRP has had basically a free ad campaign for the last 4 years. It's on CNBC all the time. So retail will FOMO into XRP in a big way, especially once it starts getting closer to that $2 plus level. Gala, quite bullish on Gala, to be fair. I think once the gaming narrative returns, it'll do really well. It's so cheap right now, but if you look at the weekly time frame, 3-day, daily, me it looks pretty bullish. Broke the 3-day 200 MA, tested the daily. Like, that would have been an insane entry for a trade this year, but it looks very bullish. I think it'll do really well. I think the gaming narrative will come back. I'm not entirely sure when, but it'll definitely return. And one of the things I think could kickstart it is when, so there's a lot of Solana ecosystem stuff going on just now, but there's mobile phones getting released on Solana. There's 2, I think, 3. I think there's already 1, but there's improvements coming. But they're going to have crypto games loaded onto them. So that might be a catalyst. The gaming narrative is so hard to judge. But yeah, once it takes out this level around 8.5 cents, Gala will probably take off. It'll probably be one of the those coins that absolutely rips. So yeah, bullish on Gala. Let's see when the gaming narrative returns, because I do think it'll lift everything. There's talk XBorg have got big stuff coming. Somebody asked about XBorg. For me, I think I've said it before, probably $1 takes it to $1 billion market cap. If you look at Deck's video on Borg, he actually puts the market cap into real perspective, and there's some absolute dross that breaks $1 billion market cap. So we talk about $1 billion, and in the real world, $1 billion is an insane amount of money for a company, a product, a stock, whatever. In crypto, literally stupid things become $1 billion, and people throw around these market caps like it's monopoly money. So for me, XBorg will break the $1 billion market cap, but I'll definitely be taking most of my profits around that level, before that level, so that I just leave some sitting to go beyond and see what it can do. I don't really have any mental expectations, but I also think $1 billion will be achievable. Alvara, why does it keep going up and down? Just because it's low liquidity, small market cap. Yeah. Also, with Alvara, a lot of the people that are buying and selling, or especially selling, will be people that have bought it in the last few months, or maybe when it got listed on exchanges and stuff like that. So they're not necessarily invested in the project like CC Pro members that maybe took part in the seed round, maybe don't even understand the full potential of a project like Alvara. So a quick rise like that, people have taken profits. I think long term they'll regret it. I think Alvara will go ballistic once mainnet's launched. We have constant buy pressure, and they launched a new partnership today actually with someone that's another fund, $100 million or something like that. I can't really remember, but yeah, I think 39 cents will look ridiculously cheap for Alvara, and people will regret taking profits. How am I feeling about Borg? Like I said, I think it's got so much potential. I think by Christmas we'll see it much higher in here. Right, let's look at one. So on I actually looked at this recently. It's not one I hold. For me, I think it's going to break out very soon. This run up, kind of corrected back in a fallen wedge pattern, and for me it looks like it could be about to break out in the next couple of days. It's now trading sideways. If we look at the weekly chart, this would be the level I'd be looking for it to break, 140, so almost double where it is now. Once it breaks there, then we've got quite easy levels on the weekly chart, 193, and then you've got much higher around this level here, which is 262. But yeah, it could go really high, really fast. There's a lot of hype. One of those coins that attracts retail. I don't really know why. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but I just remember in the last cycle and in the bear market, there was, in any Discord, any Telegram group, it was always getting thrown about as it was like some revolutionary tech. But to be honest, I've never really looked into it. But from a chart perspective, it does look pretty bullish in the next maybe week. You could see a bit of a breakout. And let's look at ECH. I've got an update on Velo. I'll come to that. I want to cover Conrad's point as well. Yeah, I still think Bitcoin Cash will have a good bull run. Same reason I think Casper will have a good bull run, even though I don't hold it. The reason I think Bitcoin Cash will have a good run is because when retail FOMO in, they buy what they think will do well, and they look at anything that's cheaper than Bitcoin. So we've said this a lot. This is why memes do really well. This is why memes supply is huge, and they have 0.00001 cents or whatever that is. It's to attract retail. Retail look at Bitcoin at $100,000 and go, absolutely no way can I buy that. That's too expensive, and I don't want 0.001% of it. And then they look at Bitcoin Cash and they go, well, that's only $500. I can have half of that. So yeah, I think it'll do well. I think the era of like forks for Bitcoin is probably over. I think it's proved that it's the number one. But yeah, I think it'll do well. I think it'll attract loads of retail. And yeah, it's pretty much like every other coin. It's kind of coiling up just now after last week's moves. I'll check Bet, then I'll go into Conrad, and then I will go through some of the tabs at the top. So Fetch AI has merged with a couple of other coins. I can't remember off the top of my head. So that would actually, for me, not be the most bullish thing. I don't fully understand why they did it, but and I think one got rejected. I think they were trying to merge with another coin and it got rejected. But on a TA point of view, it's broken the 200-day moving average. Looks like it's back tested it as support. So for me, the next realistic level I would be looking at if you were trading it would be somewhere in around the 250, 258 level. So I think it will break this level pretty easily, 185. It's not far away from that. This is obviously quite a good support resistance, but I think it'll break that pretty easily. And then, yeah, so around here. Yeah, it looks bullish. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know it merged like 3 or 4 coins. Tried to merge another one, and it got refused. So, yeah, obviously the AI narrative's pretty hot right now. AI agents look like they're taking over. But yeah, so this is quite an important point. Conrad says he sold some to fund Christmas, good for the kids to enjoy crypto rewards. He's absolutely spot on. There is 0 point in being in this market if you don't realize profits and actually appreciate the profits, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. So whether it be you cash out to pay for a holiday, put a deposit down a house, go away somewhere that you wanted to go and you could never, that is what you're in this market for. You're in it to make money. So go and spend it, enjoy it. Like, life's too short. I know that sounds cheesy, but like, go and enjoy it, and at least you can appreciate the actual profits as opposed to it becoming unrealized gains and it just sits in the market and you maybe never take profit. Because let's all be honest, if crypto disintegrated tomorrow and nobody had ever taken profits, you would regret it. So yeah, I totally agree with Conrad. I think I always call it tangible, I don't know what, I can't remember the phrase, but basically when you take money out the market, put it to good use. Don't just put it in the bank. Don't just spend it at Asda or Aldi or whatever. Actually take out, I'm going to withdraw 3 grand and I'm going to spend it on a holiday. I think that's the best way to take profits, because you'll never regret taking profits if you spend it on something that you wouldn't have otherwise had the cash for. So, a bit long-winded, maybe a bit deep for a Thanksgiving live stream, but that's what I do with profits. I take profits and I go and spend it on something cool or something I like a holiday or whatever it may be. All right, let's have a look at the tabs at the top. So this one is super interesting for me. Supply and demand, the key to any market. We've showed this a few times in CC Pro, but obviously up here back in January this year, there was about 2.7 million Bitcoins on exchanges. If we fast forward, I'll try and zoom in because it makes it better. If we zoom in, you can see that there is now 2.28 million Bitcoin on exchanges, and this just keeps dropping day by day. So for me, it doesn't actually bother me when we break 100k. The fact that this number keeps dropping, and every day we hear about Michael Saylor buying more Bitcoin, new companies buying Bitcoin. There's a Japanese company just started buying Bitcoin. You've got the US government talking about buying Bitcoin. All these people, not to mention just retail, and then you've got the ETFs, you've got BlackRock, you've got new ETFs, you've got banks trying to buy Bitcoin, you've got a pension fund now buying Bitcoin. This supply is only going to keep dropping, and it's like holding a inflatable balloon underwater, a ball underwater. Eventually it's just going to burst and explode higher, and that's why I think once we do get through 100k, obviously there's going to be corrections, there's going to be retracements, but we could see monster candles because people are going to FOMO left, right and centre, and supply is just dwindling. So for me, this is one of the most bullish things you can see in any market, is when supply is drying up like it is and just continues down. It will cause price explosion very soon. Let's cover Velo. So somebody asked about the tokenomics and about the fact that there's unlocks. So Velo reduced their supply by 6 billion last year. So now their max supply is 30 billion. 68.8% of it is in circulation right now, but the next big unlock's not till September next year. So for me, it's not anything to worry about. And I also think, I said this earlier, but meme coins have kind of disrupted the way people think about tokenomics and about projects. People no longer base it on the value of the product, what it's trying to achieve, theme. All people care about is wallet holders and the actual circulating supply and the market cap. But actually, if it's a good, strong project, you bought it for the correct reasons, you believe in what they're trying to do, then you should believe that there's enough demand to outstrip supply. And even if there's an unlock in 30 days, you should believe that there's enough buying pressure because it's a good project. So 9 months and 20 days, September 2025. I hope I am way out the market by then, sitting on a beach somewhere. So that would not bother me at all. That's my thoughts on Velo. I hold a tiny amount of it that I bought ages ago and I've never topped up. So can't comment too much on it. But somebody asked about the unlock, somebody asked about the supply. That's my thoughts on the tokenomics of Velo. Project update is in CC Pro, so you can check that out for all the in-depth analysis and what we think of it. But yeah, don't worry about stuff like that. I'm not actually ignoring you. Ryan, I actually don't know what order it is. Thoughts are, it's very much like most tokens that TG'd in the past 2 years. Likely, I'm not sure if you would have tuned into the previous live stream where we spoke about the issue with launching on centralized exchanges. One of the reasons Borg's pulling off them. But basically what will have happened back here is whatever valuation this launched at, say it launched at 100 million valuation, VC firms would have bought this token at 10 million. They would have then done a massive marketing campaign to launch. I think they launched on BITGET, the other centralized exchanges, done a massive marketing campaign, and they would have pumped the price on launch, and VC firms would have sold this wick here and sold most of their tokens to get out. And then every unlock, every vesting period, they'll have sold more and more and more and more, because it doesn't actually matter to them, because as long as they get out before it gets back to a 10 million FTV, they're still in the money. And that's exactly what's happened to so many tokens launched on centralized exchanges this year, last year as well. But if you are bullish on the project, I don't know anything about the project, I can look into it, but if you were going to buy some and you are bullish on it, now would be when I would buy some, because it's basically stopped selling off, it stopped putting in lower lows, and it looks like a bit of a double bottom. So for me, as long as it holds this level here, 1888, then I think it could start going up. And there's no sell pressure on the chart because everybody that's got in early sold out. So yeah, I think it looks like it's bottomed. Now would be the time to, if you've already bought some and you're holding it, this would probably be a great opportunity to get your average down. And then that means you can get out the market earlier. So every time you buy lower, it should mean that your take profit level gets lower and you can exit quicker. So yeah, as I say, I'm not massively familiar with the project, but this would be an area where you should buy. Yeah, Cardano is one of the coins actually. You can see seconds of support my chart. You can see Cardano actually, if we take the March high to the August low, actually struggled with the 702, and then once it got the breakthrough, it used the 786 as a support level. Now hit the 1.618. So yeah, a lot of charts are starting to look like that. If we zoom out though onto the weekly, that was a bit hard to see. For me, I think Cardano could have quite an explosive bull run. See here, it's testing the 236 as support. I think it can go back to all-time high. I don't know who uses Cardano. I don't know anything bullish about it, but from people that I've heard from before, Cardano actually has amazing tech. So maybe the narrative can shift. Maybe it can convince some newcomers to buy it. And then ultimately it can stretch out and maybe go $10, maybe. But I mean, I suppose it all depends on where you're buying it. If you're buying, you know, down at the 20 to 40 cents, then you don't really need it to go that high. But yeah, short term, it looks really bullish, especially now that it's broken the March high. I think we could see it start rising quite quickly, get to that 140. I think 140 is a key level, 125. Yeah, 145 as well. Those are the next two levels I would look at. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think XSport could do a 5 billion market cap if gaming narrative comes back with a bang, which I think it will, like it always does. Narratives are cyclical. We saw this in 2021. DeFi had dominated for like 3 or 4 months and then it just disappeared. So yeah, we could do the same thing with memes. And Conrad thinks FTV could rip. Yeah, remember? And they unlocked 100% of tokens though, so it actually doesn't have as aggressive vesting schedule as it used to. Yeah, I think LimeWire will go back to time high. I'm hoping so, because I bought quite heavy recently, down. Basically since we broke here, I've been buying and buying and buying. So yeah, I do think it will. I think they're trying to capitalize on the AI narrative, which I think is smart. So yeah, I think LimeWire will go much higher. I think it's listed on a few exchanges for futures, which I don't really understand why they've done that. I don't know who wants to trade something like this, but I think once they get that sell pressure out the way, then we could see it starting to rip higher. And yeah, I'd expect all-time high to be broken. Jomo, I think. I'm pretty sure the current. We're talking about FTV, not. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, current FTV is 212 million. I think so. We're talking about FTV, not current market cap. So it's at 211 now. I think it peaked at 350 million. Definitely go to $1 billion, which is just $1. So indicators, I use, well, these are all favorites. For me, I use, you can set them up differently, but basically I use the 200 MA, but there's a way of making it appear on all timeframes. So let's look at Bitcoin, for example. So this red line is actually the weekly moving average because we're on the weekly time frame, but you can also make the daily appear as well, just by adding a second one. So I have this MA here, it's literally called MA 10, 20, 50, 200, and then you could just go in and edit the settings and then change the visibility. This only appears on hours, days, weeks. And then you can change how many you see. So you could add all of them if you really wanted. Yes. But yeah, those are the main ones, to be fair. You can add RSI, stochastic RSI, things like that, but you really just have to play about with them and find your style for reading charts, because everybody reads something and can interpret it different ways, and it also depends on your risk or type of trading strategy. If it's longer term time frames, or if you're quite degen risk and you want to trade 15 or 30 minutes, then it'll depend what you use. So yeah, just play about, you can't really break it. But yeah, this here is the settings, this fog and visibility means you can add it to whatever charts you want. So the last tab I have up here is on Monday, SwissBorg will be announcing the release of a new product that they're in partnership with. So Cudis is the first, allegedly, the first. It's an AI smart ring, so it monitors your health. It's a ring, it looks pretty cool. If anyone's ever met Don, I think he has one. But I'm not sure it's crypto one, I think it's just a smart ring. So it monitors your health, monitors your heart rate, your sleep, monitors various other things, but then it uses AI to give you health advice based on the data it tracks. But it's also built on Solana. So SwissBorg are going to be selling this on the SwissBorg shop on Monday, and we have a discount code for everyone in CC Pro, which means you'll be able to buy this cheaper than anywhere else online, no matter where you go. The SwissBorg shop with our discount code will be the cheapest place. So there's some benefits to it. We'll drop the full breakdown of what it is. They're releasing a token in January, which SwissBorg will be doing something with, hopefully. And I think if you buy the ring, you'll qualify for an airdrop, but you also earn rewards by wearing it every single day, and those rewards will turn into tokens after TGE as well. So pretty cool. I've saw there's like a Web2 company called Aura or something like that. Does the exact same thing. This one's just a crypto one. So I thought it might be cool for people that are obviously bullish on crypto, bullish on AI, and you can start earning rewards as well. It's got a wellness coach that gives you advice based on the stuff it tracks as well. That'll be coming to the SwissBorg shop on Monday. We'll release the discount code for all CC Pro members as well, and like I say, it will get you the cheapest ring out there. That is something else. Somebody asked about Pepe. I was actually looking at Pepe the other day. I don't actually hear a lot about Pepe, but if we look, this is the daily chart. I think this looks very bullish. These patterns, fallen wedges. Obviously, this isn't a. But when they break to the upside, you could see quite a fast move, and we draw this to here. This is what the target of this breakout would be. So, I mean, obviously the number is going to be nonsense because it's a meme coin, 0.00038. But if we actually look at it, if it broke out here, that would be a 94% move. So, yeah, Pepe looks like it's coiling up. The big memes have kind of had a cool off over the last few weeks. Dogecoin, Cuba's down here somewhere as well. Yeah, just coiling up before they move. And if we look at what happens when that fallen wedge breaks, this is Bitcoin, fallen wedge, and boom, it exploded higher. So yeah, I think Pepe is looking like it could be about to move much, much higher. Have a look at it. Oh yeah, Pepe definitely looks bullish. Also tested the previous all-time high as support with this wick here. So yeah, Pepe looks ready to blow. Yeah, Pepe looks great, to be fair. Might actually take a wee trade on Pepe tonight. Memes are dodgy to trade. That's the only thing I would say, is they move so it's so volatile that you can get wiped out really quickly with a meme. But yeah, it does look bullish. Hopefully Deck doesn't trade it. Deck is the well-known top signal for trading. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't trade Pepe and get me liquidated. Deck, I think you're talking about Steppen. Steppen was a crypto coin or app that basically you earn every day for logging your steps. I think that's the one you're talking about. But there's also ones that you log into an app every single day, and just by being on the app, you get tokens. The thing I like about the ring, the Cudis ring, is, to be honest, I know Don's got one that's not crypto related, so I'd probably wear one anyway. I quite like the idea of having something that like measures that. I don't really wear a smartwatch all the time. The rings look pretty cool, and then if you earn crypto off the back yet, I do think AI and health as well. I think I've spoken about this before. I do think that's going to be a big business in the next 3 to 5 years. Like, AI doctors will be better than the actual doctors, and you won't have to queue to go to a GP, and they'll know more about your body by tracking you. So yeah, I think getting in early on something like this could be quite bullish, but to be honest, I'll probably just wear it as a bit of a gimmick. And if I earn the token and it does well, then happy days. Oh, apologies. Didn't realise we had any doctors in the house. Just my personal opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. But why not? Let's not go down that rabbit hole tonight. We're here to talk about crypto, but yeah, that's just a personal opinion. I do know what you're talking about, Deck, but I can't think of the name. Maybe Pi. Yeah. I think the problem with a lot of these things is people just get bored and stop doing it because there's no real incentive. Whereas I feel like with the difference with this, with Cudis, is the incentive is that you get your health data tracked. And then if you earn a token that is worth something, then there's like a double incentive. But if you don't get the token and it's not worth anything, it doesn't really matter because you're still getting those insights. So yeah, I think that would be what I would see. But yeah, we'll let everybody in CC Pro know when the ring goes on sale. We'll drop the code. I think stock's quite limited, as you can imagine, but we will let everybody in CC Pro know first, and we'll keep you updated as well when token launches next year. Somebody asked about chilies earlier. I'm not sure if I covered it actually, but yeah, for me, I really like chilies. I think it's going to have a bullish time of it, and it's coiling up. I think when it moves, it's going to move quite quickly, but I also think they're going to need to do something big, like some marketing campaign. So I don't know if they're going to sign people or partner with some bigger football clubs, or actually make that football thing a big deal, because unless they do, it'll just fade away again. Somebody also asked about Galactica. So Galactica is in the process of planning their TGE. I think it should happen before Christmas, if not soon after. They've already signed a few launch pads and centralized exchanges. I think they're going to try and replicate what Carve done. So if MD took part in Carve on SwissBorg, I think it was launched on SwissBorg at 170 million FDV. Currently at around $1 billion. So I don't think we've got the rewards yet, but the reward should be like just over a 5x if the value stays where it is just now. I think Galactica are going to basically replicate what they've done. Also, special shout out to everyone in CC Pro that left us a review. So I wanted to touch on this because the reviews actually mean quite a lot. We don't need them to be glowing 5-star. We just want them to be honest and realistic. And we've had loads come in over the past 24 to 40 hours. We really appreciate it. And it's nice to read the comments because actually what it shows is when you zoom back and actually analyze the markets, analyze the past 2, 3, 4 years, the summer was tough for everyone, but you can see that the people stuck through it are now getting real benefits from sticking with it and being patient, like we kept saying during the summer. So shout out to everybody that left a review over the last 24 hours. If you've not and you're in CC Pro, feel free to drop us a review. Honest, you don't have to be glowing 5 stars, but of course, always appreciate it if that's what you think. And if you're not in CC Pro, you are missing out on a ton of useful education. And the one benefit that I think we've seen over the last few weeks is the fact that everyone keeps each other grounded, which is great and helps people make sure they make the most of this bull run, take as much profit out of the markets. That's all for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back. We've got loads of live streams planned over the coming months. And if you're not in CC Pro, we will drop a link in the chat. Hopefully Dick or Don can do it. And we will see you in the chat room and in CC Pro very soon. Catch you all later. I'll be back next week with much more.